One central mystery has haunted the Jews and the rest of the world for 2,000 years. Are the fabled treasures of the Jewish Second Temple still in existence? And if so, where are they? Could they be in Europe, as some say? Or maybe the treasures are still buried in Israel. This film looks at some of the key questions. What are the treasures? Where did they come from? Why have their wanderings become legend? And who are the people who have hunted and still hunt for the lost treasures of God? Of all the monuments in Rome, none is more compelling than the Arch of Titus, commemorating his victory over the Jews in 70 AD.
When the temple was burned, they were able to rescue the menorah, the gold candlestick, and some incense cups and table of the showbread. And these seem to have been brought to Rome, and they're represented on the Arch of Titus, which you can see at the north end of the Roman Forum to this very day.
Inside the arch, the illustrations of the trophies taken from the Jerusalem temple are still clear. There are the trumpets and the sanctuary table, and most famous of all the treasures, the huge seven-branched candlestick or menorah. According to tradition, Moses came down from Mount Sinai with instructions to build a giant candelabrum.
The Bible says, "And he made a candlestick of pure gold, and 6 branches came out of the sides. The base, the branches, and the flowers, all were of pure gold."
This is Jerusalem's Temple Mount. Here, 3,000 years ago, King Solomon built his fabled temple and placed within it the golden menorah.
Talmudic expert Rabbi Mutzafi explains the importance of the candelabrum.
The
7 branches stood for the 7 days of creation, and the light itself, always burning, stood for the eternity and endurance of the law, wisdom, and faith.
Solomon's temple endured for 300 years before it was destroyed. It was rebuilt by King Herod and was considered the most magnificent building of its age. Built as a center for the nation's worship, the temple also served as the state treasury. Here, people brought their tithes and magnificent gifts of silver and gold.
The amount of treasures there could put to shame the Fort Knox treasures.
In 66 BC, the Romans conquered Judea. When Pompey entered and desecrated the old temple, it was clear that Israel had become totally subject to Rome. But rebellion was never far from the surface, and in the year 66, discontent broke out into war. Swiftly, Jewish zealot rebels occupied the Temple Mount. The Roman forces besieging the city were now under the command of Titus. At his service, 4 superb Roman legions. In late August of the year 70, the Roman legions, in a savage assault, broke through the city walls. The Jews prepared for a last stand around the temple fortress. In the next day's brutal attack, the temple was set aflame and destroyed. In the fury of the battle, 6,000 were slaughtered on the Temple Mount, the sanctuary desecrated, the treasury plundered, and Jerusalem sacked and burned. The temple was gone, but what of the treasures? Where were they? Had they perished in the flames or followed a new destiny elsewhere?